Election night for Vice President Kamala Harris was filled with anticipation, hope, and ultimately, a heavy sense of disappointment. Thousands of supporters had gathered at Howard University, her alma mater, where the vibrant atmosphere was filled with excitement, music, and celebratory energy. For hours the crowd danced, sang, and cheered, believing they were on the brink of history, a first black woman to become president. But as the night unfolded, those hopes began to fade. Around 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the mood shifted from jubilant to anxious. The earlier euphoria had been driven by the belief that Harris would win. Her supporters, many of them alumni of Howard University, had envisioned her victory as a moment of pride and accomplishment, not just for her but for the nation. With colorful flags and sequins sparkling under the lights, it seemed like an event to remember, a celebration of breaking barriers. However, as the night wore on, the news turned grim. The critical swing states of Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, which were expected to back Harris, had yet to deliver promising results. Meanwhile, states like Georgia were showing signs of turning red, and Texas's Senate race appeared to be slipping away. There was a palpable shift in the air, as the reality of a potential Trump victory started to sink in. By 5:30 a.m., those fears were confirmed, as Donald Trump secured the necessary votes, clinching a second term as president. Throughout the night, the crowd at Howard had tried to remain optimistic, but the early projections began to weigh heavily on their spirits. Even when positive news came, like Harris winning Colorado, the mood seemed to fade quickly. One by one, supporters began to leave. Some were visibly upset, others resigned to the fact that the night wasn't unfolding as they had hoped. As midnight approached, Harris had yet to make her expected speech. People waited, but as time passed, uncertainty grew. The campaign co-chair, Cedric Richmond, eventually took to the stage, delivering a brief statement. He acknowledged the difficult situation and reassured the crowd that Harris would speak on Wednesday, but not that night. The announcement was a quiet admission that the evening's festivities had been overshadowed by the harsh reality of the election results. The crowd's energy was now gone. A few cheers rose when local races went in their favor, but the heavy atmosphere made it clear that the expected victory speech from Harris would never come. Instead, her supporters slowly filed out, some angry, others feeling disillusioned. Among them, Mark Long, a D.C. software salesman, expressed his sadness not just for the loss, but for what it represented, a shift in the political landscape and the country's future. Though Harris had not conceded the election immediately, the mood at Howard was somber. It wasn't just a political defeat, it was a moment that revealed deep divisions and frustrations within the Democratic Party. As the final numbers continued to roll in, the hope that had fueled the evening slowly gave way to the hard truth of a second Trump presidency. Stay subscribed for more videos.